Welcome back to USA News, your go-to source for the biggest stories and breaking updates from across the United States. If you want to stay ahead of the news, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Let's dive straight into today's top story. Supreme Court revives Etan Patz murder conviction in case that shocked America. More than 4 decades after one of the most heartbreaking child disappearance cases in American history, the U.S. Supreme Court has made a major decision that could bring a long-running legal battle closer to its end. In a ruling that is already generating strong reactions across the country, the nation's highest court has reinstated the murder conviction of Pedro Hernandez in the disappearance and death of 6-year-old Etan Patz, a case that forever changed how America views missing children. The decision comes after years of courtroom battles, appeals, emotional testimony, and questions surrounding a confession that remains highly controversial to this day. Etan Patz vanished on the morning of May 25, 1979, while walking to a school bus stop in Lower Manhattan. What seemed like a normal day quickly turned into every parent's worst nightmare. As the search intensified, Etan's face became known nationwide. His image appeared on milk cartons across America, helping launch a new era of public awareness about missing children. His disappearance was so influential that the anniversary of that day later became National Missing Children's Day. For decades, the mystery remained unsolved. Then, in 2012, authorities arrested Pedro Hernandez, a former convenience store worker who had worked near Etan's bus stop at the time of the disappearance. Hernandez eventually confessed to the crime during police questioning. Prosecutors argued that his admissions contained critical details that only the perpetrator could have known. But the case was never simple. Defense attorneys insisted that Hernandez suffered from serious mental health issues and falsely confessed after hours of intense questioning. They argued that his statements were unreliable and should never have been trusted as evidence. The legal battle that followed became one of the most closely watched criminal cases in New York history. The first trial ended with a deadlocked jury in 2015. 2 years later, a second jury convicted Hernandez of murder and kidnapping, leading to a sentence of 25 years to life in prison. However, the story didn't end there. A federal appeals court later overturned the conviction, arguing that jurors may not have received a complete answer to a key legal question involving Hernandez's confessions. That decision opened the door for a possible third trial. Now, the Supreme Court has stepped in. In a 6-3 decision, the justices ruled that federal courts should not have overturned the state court conviction under the circumstances presented in the case. The ruling effectively restores Hernandez's conviction and sentence. For Etan's family, the decision marks another emotional chapter in a painful journey that has lasted nearly half a century. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg praised the ruling, saying his office remained committed to seeking justice for Etan and his loved ones. Meanwhile, Hernandez's attorneys expressed deep disappointment, maintaining that an innocent man remains behind bars. Public reaction has been divided. Some believe the ruling finally provides long-awaited closure in a case that haunted generations of Americans. Others continue to question whether Hernandez's confession was reliable and whether all legal concerns were fully addressed. No matter where people stand, one thing is undeniable: the name Etan Patz still resonates across America. His disappearance transformed national conversations about child safety, missing persons investigations, and the responsibilities of law enforcement. More than 45 years later, the case continues to evoke powerful emotions: grief, hope, frustration, and the enduring search for justice. And now, with the Supreme Court's decision, one of America's most famous criminal cases has entered yet another historic chapter.